welcome to Half the Battle, and welcome to the Invaders!
The Invaders. A Quinn Martin production.
If any of you recognize that, congratulations, you're just as big a nerd as I am. Today, we're looking at the cartoon episode, The Invaders. We start off in some desert or another, located in wherever the Hellistan. The Joes are in hot pursuit of Tomax and Zaymot, when they get some unexpected company.
Duke, we got company! Not company, competition! The October Guard! Who are they? The Russian version of G.I. Joe, an elite combat force!
Yes, this is the cartoon debut of the October Guard, though they are a bit different than their comic counterparts. For one thing, Dana, while being a blonde in the comic, has black hair here for some reason. Also, she's wearing fur in the desert. What is even the hell? More importantly, they've replaced Scrage, a rather uninteresting character, with this guy, Wong, a Soviet Asian that wears a cowboy hat and seems to love westerns. Okay? There are some nice similarities though. In both the comic and the cartoon, the October Guard are introduced pretty much the same way. They're in a desert, and they're in their jeep going on the offensive. Very nicely done. Anyway, things go badly for the Joes as the twins reach a hidden Cobra bunker, turning the tide. The Ruskies, rather than attack the Joes, join the battle against Cobra. We seem to be in for a hell of a fight, when all of a sudden...
What is that? Whatever they are, I hope they're on our side.
The show turns into a low-budget Independence Day. Okay. No, there's no LSD involved this week. You're actually seeing flying freaking saucers come in, destroy the Cobra bunker, and kidnap the Crimson Guard commanders. An alien walks out. Okay. Wearing an outfit on par with that of Zap Brannigan, and informs them they'll study the twins. He also mentions they come from a planet orbiting Sirius. The aliens take off, and the Joes are left with nothing to show for their efforts. Duke and Colonel Brekoff agree to just pretend they didn't meet, since their orders said nothing about engaging each other. Their orders probably also didn't include anything about aliens, but you never know. The following day, we find out the aliens are hostile, as they attack various Russian and American installations, causing tensions between the superpowers to rise to boiling point, as each thinks the other is responsible. Also, the Russian ambassador bears a striking resemblance to Gorbachev for some reason. Duke has a plan, though.
Colonel, I have a plan. Do you think the Navy could lend us a submarine?
So, we're gonna bust into the October Guard's headquarters, huh? Only instead of fighting, we're gonna talk?
Maybe the Russians have information we don't...
Wait. Let me get this straight. At a time when friction between the Soviet Union and the United States is as high, if not higher, than during the freaking Cuban Missile Crisis, the plan is to violate Soviet territorial waters, invade a freaking Russian military base, and all that just to talk to them? What am I even supposed to say here? Okay, you know what? I've gotta do it. I don't have any other choice. Roll the clip.
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
I managed to restrain myself for a whole year before finally paying homage to that gag. The stupidity isn't through yet, folks. No. You wanna know how they plan to enter the October Guard's base? Shoot themselves out of cannons? Of course. You know, I think all those comas have given Duke extensive brain damage. So they fired themselves into the base, immediately alerting the Russians to their presence. As you'd expect, they are quickly captured and are threatened with...
You have invaded us, and the penalty is death.
Because screw you, Geneva Convention. Before we can get to the firing squad though, Gung-Ho Goat's horror show and... Holy crap, that is one big-ass AK-47 all of a sudden. That's some fine proportionate drawing there, folks. Anyway, before I got distracted by horror show's, huge gun, and remember, I still have no idea what a double entendre is, Gung-Ho Goat's horror show into a fight. And in the ensuing ruckus, the Joes managed to take all of the Russians' guns, because they are just that badass. Or the Russians are just that stupid, take your pick. Continuing his suicidal plan, Duke hands Brekov his gun back. A brave choice, considering Brekov is aiming right at his deke. Feeling that shooting somebody with severe brain damage would be wrong, Brekov agrees to talk though. Unfortunately, it turns out the Russians don't know any more about the aliens than the Joes do. So, this incredibly dangerous stunt has been a complete waste of time. Well, maybe not a complete waste of time, since they do agree to team up to find out the truth. Because it's out there. I'm so sorry. So, for the first time in the cartoon, the Joes and the October Guard team up. The alien transmits a message saying that they're going to destroy San Francisco and Vladivostok unless the world surrenders. Hey, at least these guys are courteous enough to give an ultimatum. Usually, aliens just start blasting the crap out of stuff. Also, G.I. Joe seems to really hate Vladivostok. It was a target for a nuclear attack in the comic, if you'll recall. Meanwhile, Snake Eyes and Wong are investigating the extensive Enterprises building, home of Tomax and Zaymot, since Snake Eyes has an inkling that they may be involved in some way. They, of course, get quickly captured for their troubles.
Thunderation! Drop your weapons!
Outside the cage!
And who the Tunkets, the Crimson Twins are right there. They got some explaining to do.
We cut a deal
With the alien.
The prisoners are brought aboard a flying saucer when the alien appears again.
I see you brought me fresh specimens. Yes, I should learn much from examining these two.
Oh, Snake Eyes, if you thought a brainwave scanner was painful, wait till they bring out the anal probes. Anyway, the alien is happy to talk to his new prisoners. Explaining your evil plot to your prisoners. I guess we can scratch that one off the list of cliches for this episode. The truth is finally revealed. The alien is really Zartan. Okay, time out here. Those saucers managed to hit multiple targets in Russia and the United States and got away without being intercepted. That's some serious stealth technology Cobra has there. Then again, Cobra attacking and disappearing afterwards seems like a staple of the series, so I'm gonna cut him some slack. Back to conveniently revealing the plot to the prisoners. With all the military strength of the superpowers concentrated on guarding San Francisco and Vladivostok, they've left our real targets undefended, namely the Kremlin and the White House.
Yes, and our troops are quietly surrounding both places, disguised as tourists and ordinary motorists.
So that's where Olympus Has Fallen got its ideas from.
And by 1900 hours, Cobra will own the White House and the Kremlin.
And the military secrets of both nations will be ours for the taking.
So, they keep all military secrets at the White House, do they? Not, I don't know, the Pentagon? Or NORAD? Or somewhere you and I have never even heard of?
So, now you know.
and knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
Well, with the entire evil plot revealed to him, Snake Eyes has heard all that he needs to hear, so he promptly starts kicking ass and taking names. Well, just one name really, Zartan's. And they warn the Joes of the plot. The Joes manage to intercept Cobra's attempt to storm the White House. And please note that there is absolutely no sign of the Secret Service. What, are they all in San Francisco too? Doesn't really make any sense. The assault on the Kremlin is thwarted too. Yeah, as is usual, things aren't gonna end well for Cobra. Especially with Wong and Snake Eyes controlling one of the saucers and taking out the other one with it. And so the episode ends with Snake Eyes explaining, well, okay, not explaining so much as it is showing the others how he knew to investigate extensive enterprises. You see, he had spotted the alien having a milk carton and a human hand. Well, that was the Invaders. My thoughts? To be honest, I really liked the episode. We got our first cartoon look at the October Guard. Though why they changed Dana's look and put the rather bizarre character of Wong in, I have no idea. The plot was pretty solid, if a tad absurd, but that's pretty much a given when it comes to this series. There is a nice little attention to detail that I'd like to point out now, because it was quite well done. When Snake Eyes and Wong are taken prisoner, they're ordered to surrender their weapons. And in the shots after the capture, they actually bothered to change Snake Eyes' character design, so the grenades that are usually on his bandolier are missing. An actually fully disarmed prisoner. That's pretty rare in this show. Compare it to the much higher budget G.I. Joe movie, where an imprisoned Snake Eyes still has all his grenades. You know, up until doing research for this episode, I had completely forgotten that even happens in the movie. After so many years, this movie still manages to find new ways to piss me off. Finally, as an aside, the alien saying he's from Sirius might not have been randomly chosen, as Sirius was also where the visitors from the TV series V came from, a show that was made a few years before this episode. All in all, a fun little episode. Olympus Has Fallen meets Independence Day. I recommend you check it out. Well, see you next week, everybody.